Edusei. So today our topic is combating stress and burnout. We'll move to the introduction. What is stress and burnout? Stress is the body's reaction of pressure or demand, while burnout is a state of exhaustion caused by prolonged and managed stress. So to define stress into detail, stress is a physical or emotional reaction to pressure or a challenge triggered when your body's strain response is activated. And when it comes to burnout, burnout is a state of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion caused by prolonged and managed stress, often from work. So one may ask, what is the difference between stress and burnout? Stress and burnout differ in a way that stress involves short-term pressure and tension, while burnout is the long-term exhaustion that results when stress remains unmanaged. We have noticed that in most countries and in our communities, stress is increasingly rampant, especially in schools, our workplaces, and also in our personal lives. And this is due to the rising academic pressure, job demands, pressure from family, and our fast-paced lifestyles. And these challenges individuals' ability to cope effectively. Sometimes not being content with what we have, constantly wanting what others have can also lead to stress. So at this juncture, we'll look at the common triggers of stress. We have heavy workload, time pressure, and lack of control. Taking up excessive tasks without enough rest as an individual can lead to chronic exhaustion. This slowly drains your energy, your joy, and overall motivation to perform consistently. Then again, we look at poor work-life balance and then digital overload. Um, this happens when you lack influence over how or when to do your job. It builds helplessness and daily stress that's mentally exhausting. Again, when job roles or rules are vague or always shifting, it can cause confusion and frustration will wear you down over time. When it comes to the digital overload, constantly being on your work can cause, constantly being on your phone can cause stress. For instance, you can be behind your PC all day in the office, and then when you get home, instead of going to bed, you stay on your phone, scrolling all contents on social media just because you want to catch up with what you missed out during the day. These can all lead to stress and burnout eventually. And then we have eventual environmental factors. These are such as overwhelming loud noises. These loud noises can cause stress and burnout when it's continuously overwhelming the senses. In effect, it disrupts concentration and prevents adequate rest and recovery. Lastly, we have emotional perfectionism and then fear of failure. With emotional demands, is mostly from maybe families, your friends, your colleagues, and these eventually leads to stress because of the pressure coming from all angles. When an individual wants to appear perfect, in relation to perfectionism, you always create constant pressure to meet unrealistic standards, and this leads to being stressed in the long run. Lastly, with the fear of failure, which also means the fear of falling short, this can also lead to stress because you always want to do what is right. You want to seem right in front of, your colleagues and everyone. So at this juncture, I would move to the warning signs, and my colleague Trang will take over.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Debbie, for having explained about what is the stress and burnout. So now we let discover with me what are some of the warning signal of how we can face with the stress and burnout. So the first thing first, that is the persistent fatigue. That is because when we have the constant tiredness from stress, it means that our body and the mind are already overworked. So even if we have enough sleep, we still feel drained both physically and mentally, and we will feel that waking up each day is harder for us. And the second signal is the loss of interest that will show up when ongoing stress and exhaustion make us stop enjoying the things that we once found it very funny and interesting. So that is when all of the activity before that used to excite us, but now we all feel that this is pointless or we are too tiring to continue with that. And then upcoming signals is the mood swing. Uh, the mood swing because of the stress happen when our emotional balance is already off. So we might shift quickly from irritability to the sadness or anxiety. And also even some of the small issue may trigger very strong. And the last one is the body signal. Sorry. And the last one is the withdrawal. The withdrawal, which is caused by stress, which means that it will pulling you away from the others. So it means that we may start to avoid from social contacts from all of our friends and even responsibility because we are so overwhelmed and we feel so exhausted. And when it comes to the body signal, we can find that we will have headache or physical strain. That is because burnout can hit our body very hard. So we may feel very fatigued all the time. We can sleep badly and we can even get sick more often. So those recurring headache and the stomach problems are also the common sign of the constant stress. And the second body signal is the insomnia. So that is when our mind and our body are overstimulated by all of the stress and all of the stuff, all of the tough thing that we facing. And actually, it will lead to the fact that we will feel falling asleep and staying asleep become way more difficult than normal. And the last one of the body signal is the weakened immunity. Stress is very critical. It can raise some certain hormones that suppress our body natural defenses, so we can get sick more easily and more often gradually. And beside all of the body signal, we also feel that some of emotional effect that will happen gradually. Like the first one is the irritability. That is the burden nervous system that train our patience and also make our emotional control harder and harder. So it leads to the fact that small issue can trigger outside our reactions. The second emotional effect is the anxiety. Anxiety. So the continual stress will lock our body in the state of tension and worry. It will disrupting our calm and emotional balance along the way. And the last one is the detachment. That is when we feel emotionally empty. We feel interested in all of the tasks that we used to matter, and this is also increasingly make us keep us away from the joy and the meaning of life. So now I will hand out to my colleague Prudence to start with the mental impact.
Thank you so much, Trang. I'll be taking you through mental impact. So, mental impact is when stress builds up and our thoughts become heavy and motivation drops. We struggle to stay focused and confident, making simple tasks feel harder. So, caring for mental well being helps us stay clearer in mind. So we have effects on productivity and relationships. So the first one is professional decline, which is caused by decreased performance and absenteeism. Stress slowly lowers our productivity, work stays longer, mistakes increases, and enthusiasm fades. So in some cases, people begin missing work more often. Protecting mental health helps us maintain strong performance and reliability. Then we have social difficulties, strained relationships, communication breakdown, and isolations. So stress affects how we relate to others. Communications become very tense, misunderstandings rises, and some people withdraw from loved ones. So staying open and connected helps protected helps to protect our valuable relationships. Then we have diminished sharpness, and this stress can weaken our concentration, our memory, and decision making. So we need to take time to rest, to reset, and keep our mind sharp, ready for our daily tasks. The next, I'll talk about work-life balance. So work-life balance means keeping a healthy line between your job and your personal life. So when that line fades, then stress creeps in slowly. So the first one is blood boundaries. Nowadays, it's hard to separate work and personal life. We answer messages, emails, calls, even during after work hours. So these boundaries blur and make us get frustrated, and we lose time for ourselves, and it increases stress slowly by slowly. And then we have neglected health. So most of us, we forget to have enough sleep, enough exercise, enough food, and then this slowly increases stress among ourselves. And so we need to take care of our body so that our energy keeps our mind strong. And then we also have disconnected living. Sometimes life feels like a cycle: work, eat, sleep, repeat, work, eat, sleep, repeat. So we get caught up in screens or routines and lose connections with people and purpose. So we need to take time to socialize, to relax, and to enjoy simple things, which helps us feel alive and balanced again. So I will take you through strategies for managing stress. The first one is time management. You need to plan your tasks, to set priorities, and to avoid doing too much at once. This keeps your day organized and also reduces pressure. You need to have a have to do list. So you write down your tasks and the according to priorities and according to your focus, so that you keep in line of the track of the things you're supposed to do. And then we have self-care. Take breaks, eat well, and do all things that make you happy. Self-care is normally not selfish. Then healthy sleep, go to sleep early, have enough sleep so that your body may have enough time to rest and your mind may have enough time to recover. Then support system. Don't keep stress to yourself. Talk to us, talk to your friends, talk to your mother, your brother, your cousins, so that you share your problems and then it gets solved. Then building emotions. Learn to understand and to express your feelings instead of hiding them. This helps you grow stronger emotionally. And then digital detox, too much screen time. This can actually drain your energy. So you need to take breaks from screens, from your phone, from your computer, relax and refresh your mind elsewhere. Thank you so much. I'd like to welcome Max.
Thank you very much, Prudence. So these are some of the techniques to reduce stress. So you can have 30 minutes daily exercise. You should be mindful and meditate as well. You should be progressive in muscle relaxation. You must do yoga, visualization, and have slow, deep breaths as well. So, in conclusion, overcoming stress and burnout begins with a conscious commitment to balance and self-awareness. So when we prioritize self-care, manage our time wisely, and reach out for support when needed, we create space for growth and renewal. So by embracing healthy coping strategies and maintaining a positive work-life balance, we only not protect our well-being, but also strengthen our energy, focus, and productivity for the long term. You should remember that taking care of yourself is not a luxury, but a necessity. Yeah, thank you for this meeting. So at this point, I'll hand over to Tran to take us through the questions and have a quiz as well.
Yeah, so thank you, Max, for the conclusion. So, all of our dear guests, are you ready for some of the quizzes after our presentation? So, I already copied the link for joining the Kahoot quiz in the chat. So, we wait for all of our participants to join on the games. So before we start, I will explain the rule a little bit. You will see the questions and the statement on the screen from our screen, but from your phone, in order to respond to the questions, you have to choose the color and also with the shape like the round, triangle, or rectangular from your phone in order to answer for the correct answer. And in order to get the higher score, the faster you answer, so the higher score, higher grade you will have. So now we already have 5 participants. Shall we start now? We have 5 participants already. Oh, okay, one more join. Amza, Danton, Jessica, Brandon, Max, Prudence. Anyone else? We have one more special guest joining our conference room. So for the new guests, can you join our game as well? Are you all ready?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, so let's start. So the first question is 3, 2, 1. What is the major cause of stress and burnout? So the first one is prolonged pressure, second one is excessive workload, third one is work-life balance, and the last one is all of the above. All right, we have 3 correct answers. So now, the fastest one, the highest score is Jessica. Congratulations. Now we move to the second questions. Which of the following is an effective way to combat stress and burnout? First one is to ignore your emotions. The second one is maintaining healthy work-life balance. C is taking on more responsibility. And the last one is avoiding social interactions. All right, seems like we have 4 correct answers. Oh, the grade is so close. Congratulations, Brandon. Now we move to the third one. What is the one common symptom of the burnout? First is increased energy. Second is improved focus. Third is persistent fatigue. And the last one is heightened motivations. All right. Seem all 5% have the right answer. Okay, so Prudence is now coming to the first place. We have a quite quick twist. So now is the question for what can one do to manage stress and burnout? So the first one is isolate yourself from friends and family. The second one is have a to-do list. Third one is work longer hours without taking break. And the last one is ignoring the problems and hope it goes away from its own. All right, Prudence is still the fastest one. So now we move to the last questions. So which strategy can help prevent burnout at work? So we have A, taking regular break and setting boundary. B, ignoring signs and exhaustion. C, taking on more tasks than you can handle. And D, avoiding communication with your colleague. All right, so finish our quiz. So let's see who will be the winner. Third one goes to Jessica. Second one goes to Brandon. And the first one goes to Prudence. Congratulations. All right. So that is the end of the quiz today. So all of our dear guests, do you have any questions for our team?
I think Mike has raised his hand.
Yes. So my question has to do with managing stress in the workplace, especially if you have a difficult boss. What are some of the steps to take if you have a difficult manager who kind of stresses you or gives you too much task? How do you handle that as an employee or as a subordinate?
Trang, would you like to take that?
You can go ahead, Debbie.
Okay. I think every individual has a weak point, and you can approach your manager and probably discuss what you are going through stress-wise. You can have a one-on-one chat with their boss and probably discuss maybe what is causing your stress, or how he or she can help you with your work going forward, so that you can know how to manage your time and actually balance your work life, and ask for suggestions as to how he or she can advise you on what to do to manage the stress. That's what I think.
And I
Mike,
think
are you okay with that? I think Trank was at something.
yes, and I think in addition, from ourselves, we should try to prioritize what kind of tasks that we are having assigned, we haven't been assigned, and we can prioritize with the ones we have to solve the problem with the top priority and urgent, and based on the priority order. So it will also help us to feel less pressure, and also we can arrange our time better to how can I say, to complete all of the tasks that our boss is already assigned to us. So I think whether our responses are happy to you.
Yes, thank you.
Mike?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you too.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. So we have any more questions from our dear guests?
I don't think there are any more questions.
So I think if
So-
there's no more,
Yeah.
okay, you can go ahead, Debbie.
All right. So on behalf of my colleagues, Trang, Maxwell, and Prudence, I would like to say thank you for joining this webinar and making it lively. We appreciate our leaders who joined and our friends and colleagues who have joined to make this a success. And to my colleagues as well, thank you for cooperating and making this a beautiful one. Thank you all.
Yeah.